Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I picked up another one of those new knives that DeWalt has released. This one again is about 14 bucks. It is called the Folding Utility Knife because, well, it's a folding knife that uses the utility blades. Has this push button release for both opening and closing, so you can flick it, get the rhythm down. So if your job environment is permissive enough to use something like that, then, well, there you go. It does have the same kind of metal aluminum handle with this heavily billboarded plastic insert. This one does contain a lanyard, so you can see through there. An astute observer of my previous video noticed that there was no lanyard hole on this one, so that's something to think about. It does have the kind of cord cutting traditional on a lot of these kinds of knives, except this one doesn't work that well. Here's why. If you pull on the blade a little, it's still closed. See that? I mean, you have to push the button in order to open it all the way, but if I just pull on this, I can actually get that out of the way. Where's the blade? I don't see it. Which means that if you drop a cord on there and you're tugging down and you're not applying the corresponding upward pressure at the bottom of the knife, it just pushes the blade out of the way. So something to think about there, DeWalt. Has to do with that play in here. But if you hang on to it here, you can. Maybe that's a safety feature. You got to be holding on to the knife. Anyway, let's take a look at the blade end. I can flick that out. It does have a fairly solid lockup with these two teeth that, of course, drop right into the top of utility blades. Comes with one blade, but there is storage magnetically held for 5 more blades right here. So that's a good thing. It does have a very thin acceptance ramp or acceptance point there, which means I can't use like this carpet knife blade here. It's just too thick, so that does not fit in there, nor do ceramic blades. But these guys, these drop in just fine. If you try to push it in, well, notice it went right in. I didn't have to deploy or lift this thing because the way this ramp mechanism works, just kicks right in. So that's pretty fast. I like the color. It does have a very incredibly, I didn't notice that with this one. This one's a little looser. This thing, is the same. This looks, I don't know. This is really strong. Trying to wedge that onto my jean pocket took a bit of effort compared to the other one. I like the bright colors. I mean, kind of a bumblebee look. It's held together with torque screws. Again, more of a cover than scales. But overall, it seems to be a fairly stout knife for the money. You know, it doesn't appear to have any giant weaknesses, just some idiosyncrasies. And I still like this one. There is some complaint out there that it's just not ready for prime time. I can see that. There is room for improvement. I did say that. But it's got a nice handle. I do like that thin profile. I mean, go price like one of the new thin titanium Benchmades. I don't know if you can get one under 600 bucks. Maybe you can. But overall, and I do like the Tonto blade. That's a functional blade. But going back to this guy, is it worth it if you're looking for a utility knife? You know, well, what about any of the fastbacks? This one seems to be the one people really go after because it's got that reversible bit and, you know, the standard blades. If you want to have 5 onboard blades, you know, that's reminiscent of some other knives, you know, or Klein's entry into this, silky smooth. I like the bright orange. Good solid lockup. In all honesty, I don't mind the way this works. I do like that you know, if you're up on the front end, the stronger the harder you're pushing, the more you've locked that in versus some of the other designs that Milwaukee and Klein use. Kick that thing out. There we go. To lock in their blades. You can see these are almost identical. So I do think there is some room for improvement in that space. But overall, I have no real problem with it. If you've got one, let me know. And with that, Doc out.